So, let me come down to here and show you the translation with the English Standard Version. Because every every translation, English Standard, New American Standard, they all use interpretive means. And where we start is right here. If then you have been raised with Christ. And we see that if, and they use the then, showing the inference. You have been raised with Christ. So far, they have followed the order of the Greek in the English Standard Version, with Christ. And then they say, seek the things. Now, here we see you seek, and then in reverse order, the things. And what things? They add that are. Now, here there is no verb. It's understood. You seek the things above. So it's a directive. It's pointing to the location. You're seeking the things above. But for the English Standard Version, they add that are above, so that we are still following the order of Greek, only they added this for clarity, things above. And then they add the temporal word, the adverb where, to identify mostly temporal, to show the location and not the reason. They're not showing reason. They're showing temporal, where Christ is. Now, this is a copulative. I forgot to mention that. Copulative. Ami, it's a verb to be, where Christ is, and then he adds, is seated at the right hand of God. So they take the kathemenos, which is the participle, and they make it into a verbal form, where Christ is seated at, location, the right hand of God. So everything that you see here, now you know that this is in agreement and lined up with the Greek. And that's the way you compare, to make sure that they didn't miss something and you're trying to go down a road that the translation was taking liberties. And then verse 2, then we get you set your mind. Notice how it's one Greek word here and three words here. You set your mind. If you look phronete, on up in a lexical, it'll say set your mind, look earnestly, intently on. So they are taking set your mind and then on. Notice there's no on here, although it would be in the verb, set your mind on. The things that are, here we go again, that are above. And so we notice that these are following right along with the Greek in the English Standard. And then not on things of the earth, on the earth. This is a genitive, and they interpret it as on the earth, a location. So once again, it's a locative. Showing agreement. And then verse 3, for, there you see for, the gar, for you died, and you died, and you died, you have died. They put the you have died, and kind of showing the perfect passive, you have died. It's an action done in the past with ongoing results. For you have died, and your life is hidden, or this would be has been hidden. And they interpret it present tense, is hidden, but it's still emphasizing the same point. And then they bring out the with Christ in God, en to theo, in God. So they're right on target there. And then we come when Christ, who is your life. Now, they add who is your life first. So they take the apposition and put it out front, which in English is a lot better. That's the way we think. When Christ, by the way, who is your life, appears. And the appears, the way they have it, shows a subjunctive mood, which is the subjunctive. Then, the temporal adverb, then you also, and this kai is not just a conjunction of and, but the word also, will appear, and again, that moves this back here, will appear with him, and then ends in glory. So what you do is you go through and you check and you come to understand how many verbs do I have. You look for your verbs. You look for connections with the objects with your verb. What kind of verb is it? What kind of verb? And then that doesn't give you your sermon. These are all ways and means by which you can strengthen your understanding of the passage and go through it time after time until you can read it yourself and then gain better clarity and understanding. So this is just a first steps for creating a sermon to make sure I am accurate. That's what I always like to do, is make sure I'm accurate and that it coincides well with the English translation. Okay, so the next time we'll look at what I did in pulling this together and what the preaching outline looks like once we do that. So we'll look at that the next time.